is Linda, right here on Main Street in Rochester at Real Estate One. Listen, I have a special guest. I think you've met him before, and this is Joe Piekelman from John Adams Mortgage Company. Hey, Joe.
It's nice to see you, Linda.
Boy, the sun's coming out. What do you
I
think
know.
about that?
It's exciting.
Oh my gosh, yes. Listen, we're here to talk to you. First of all, we want to say hi, of course, but we're here to talk to you about some serious situations that's going on in the mortgage business, basically because there's a lot of falsehoods out there, isn't there? People talking about bad times to buy and all that kind of stuff, and I don't think it is at all. Do you?
Yeah, you know, I think the market's changed a lot in the last 8 weeks. So
For the better, though.
yeah, for the better.
For the better, yeah.
You know, over the last year and a half, we've both experienced, and a lot of the buyers out there have experienced, a ton of multiple offers, 20, 30 offers, way overbidding.
Yeah, driving everybody crazy.
Yeah, way above list price, major appraisal bit guarantees. I think the market's balancing, and I think it's going to be better for everybody because the buyers really got a chance to get an accepted offer out there. And the rates have stabilized a bit, too. So,
and maybe, keep the prices where they should be.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean the sellers aren't getting a good price, because you are. Your product's worth a lot right now. But we're just not going overly crazy where everybody's going to end up in trouble, right?
Yeah, it's not a healthy market when you're bidding 20% over the list price and people are bidding it up.
It's not a real fun experience that way either to the buyer or the seller.
It's not fun for anybody except that specific seller that does really well.
Listen, Joe, by the way, National Dog Day today.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Love our dogs.
If you see any of our open houses this weekend, Paula's going to be having some wonderful little treats for your dog, plus these little doggy bags. So stop in and see her anyway. Joe, talk to us. I want to remember about this.
Oh, sure.
And we'll tell you what that is in a minute. Let's talk about the rates right now, and what is the projections of the future. Get your little glass ball out here.
Yeah.
And also the buying power and why it's really still good to buy a house today, especially in this market at this time of the year.
Yeah. So rates have kind of stabilized into, you know, some days are in the high 4s to mid 5 range. We're not expecting rates to go much higher than where they are right now. So depending on your qualification, depending on the day you're locking in, because the market moves every day, I'd expect rates to be right in that range. The feds may increase the federal funds rate a little bit more, but that doesn't necessarily affect mortgage interest rates. And I do think that it's going to be like this for probably the next 18 months or so.
Let's go back and re-say that again, because I think people kind of mix that up. Because the interest rate's high, they think it's going to affect always the mortgage.
Yeah, so the federal funds rate, which the Federal Reserve controls, controls short-term lending, at the rate at which banks can borrow money from the Federal Reserve overnight. So it's really to take money off the table. You know, the reason the Fed's increasing the interest rate so much is they need to kind of curb inflation. They need to keep inflation down. Inflation's a killer to interest rates. You know, if we're loaning money today over 30 years at a certain interest rate and inflation's real high, we're losing money, you know, if we're loaning money under the inflation rate. So what the Fed's doing is actually working. We've seen that inflation has started to come down a little bit. I think supply chain's catching up a little bit. But you know, we'll have to see in the next few months with numbers how they look. But we don't expect mortgage interest rates to go up as the Federal Reserve maybe increases a little bit more, just because as inflation comes down, that should help mortgage interest rates.
We also, you know, the new construction's doing still well out there. I'm hearing all these stories and I'm wondering who they're talking to. Construction maybe has pulled back some, but we're in our subs there, we're experiencing a really good sales year.
Yeah.
Even now.
Yeah, and you guys represent wonderful builders and build beautiful product and people want.
And I think it's because we have specs and things are ready, and maybe if they can't find the house that they particularly want or in the condition they want, it's easy for them to get a new construction and build it their way, and also not have to see for the next 20 years too much of a maintenance issue for it. So we got a lot of new listings in too. Don't be afraid of that. So let us know what the heck you're looking for, because the minute they come in, you'll be the first to know. We do have a lot of listings of all price ranges and all over southeastern Michigan, as well as state moves, which I understand you also do mortgages in the different states as well.
Yeah, so we're licensed in Florida and in Michigan. I'm actually personally licensed in 48 states, but John Adams is bringing new states on, trying to bring a lot of new states on for us. But right now, just Florida and Michigan.
So we want to do a deal here in Michigan and or there, we can make that all work together. And bringing that subject up, let's talk to the public about this.
Absolutely.
This
Yeah.
is $1,000, huh?
Yeah, we're giving $1,000 off closing costs to every buyer. So if you're a buyer out there, we're giving you a discount. This excludes only the MSHA program. We can't give $1,000 off on that one. That one's more set by the state. But every other product, $1,000 off your closing costs.
That's
when
a
you use John
bunch.
Adams Mortgage.
That's a bunch, yeah. That's really good.
Yeah.
So really, if they have questions we haven't covered here today, how can they get a hold of you, Joe?
You can always call me direct, 248-302-3652.
And we'll put that up on the screen as well so that you can see that. You have a website or any other thing that you want to direct them to? Or?
Sure, you can always go to my website. It's joebegelman.com, which is Joe, B as in boy, IGELMAN.com.
That should be easy enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much going on, and it's just such a good thing for home ownership. It's always been the American dream, and it still is.
Absolutely.
But I really encourage you too, if you have children or grandchildren, that instead of buying a lot of gifts that they don't need, and you never know what they need anymore today, to maybe come in and talk about maybe getting them set up for a house now or a house next year, or a program to teach them. I can't think of a better thing to get them started off on the right foot than to have home ownership of some kind.
Absolutely.
Of some kind, yeah.
And you know what I love about what we do, Linda, is we work with everybody from first-time home buyers to our most well-qualified buyers and everybody in between.
Everybody
if you're
in
looking
between.
for a home and looking for help with financing, we're there for you.
Same thing with seniors. We've got a tremendous amount of patience to work with the seniors out there, and we have a senior department, as a matter of fact, and Joe's more than capable of going through the things that needs to be done with them too, if they're moving and repositioning themselves, again, even if it's in a warm state, right?
Absolutely.
So have those questions, we've got answers, right, Joe?
We sure do.
All right, 248-709-3786. And Joe,
248-302-3652.
take a minute and give us a call. Thanks. Bye-bye.